So, I mean, the biggest challenge you guys have is making sure that you kind of stay unique from the British version, which is a huge fan base for as well.
Right.
I mean, how do you step around that? How do you kind of keep it where not only are you utilizing that existing fan base of the UK version, but bringing in new viewers as well?
I mean, I think that it's exactly what how you just put it. I mean, I don't, when we sat down and sort of when we got the show, I mean, in terms of handed the opportunity, I think we decided that as huge fans of the BBC show who are, given the task of adapting it, we were not going to shy away from what was working in their show, core relationships, stuff like that. So there was no reason for season 1 at least not to use that foundation. I think we had a tremendous amount of fun spinning away from that in the ways that we did. I think this season we're feeling even less beholden, to the British version. So
we haven't seen the second season, so that's part of.
Now there's going to be inevitable crossover just because some of the relationships that were established in season 1. I mean, we're going to hit certain things that they hit without even knowing it sometimes, but we're not worried about that. We had a wonderful relationship with Rob Percy, who was the executive producer of the British version, and he was fantastic at sort of like helping steering, just giving us pointers,
yeah, it's
what
like,
works
just so
for
you
them,
know, this is why we did it this way, and this is what you might want to think about. And
I think if you were to look at, one of the biggest challenges that you were saying was this huge puzzle last year of what they did and what we were doing, and like our writers' room board was a very intricate sort of jigsaw puzzle of what they did and what we did, and it actually came fairly quickly. Again, we had such a wonderful foundation to work with, which is their show.
But I think in terms of keeping that fan base, it's like what we love about the original show, which is, I think what that audience loves, is that it is grounded in human nature, and everything is based on these relationships and this friendship between these three people. So I think as long as we stay true to that and keep going back to that, I mean, hopefully we'll keep people coming back.
I think there are always going to be some people who just prefer the British. They'll say it as explicitly as they like online somewhere, and that doesn't bother me nearly as much anymore as it may have last year, because I'm very, very proud of what we've done, and I think people have responded to it. So
it must make you happy that the cast of the British show are very supportive of the American version.
I think they were. I mean, who knows what was
we asked them last
what
year before it came out. They said they're all excited.
So well, that's nice to know.
That's really nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a tremendous show over there. I mean, that's like I think this year we're even more comfortable in saying that we're diverging even more. We're just going to be two separate entities, bonded as kissing cousins or whatever we are. And we're very happy.
How about the bigger budget? How's that influenced?
Well, let's see. I think there's a little bit more of a, we're on the Syfy network, so I think there's a little bit more of a call for the special effects, the CG effects, and so not necessarily that they're looking for more, though there are more than in the British version. I think they're looking for them just to be, if you're going to do it really, really well. And I think we were thrilled with how our effects turned out last year. In terms of the rest of the budget, we actually do the show on I think what would be considered an extremely modest budget for American television show.
It's very
extremely, I think it would be considered, I hope I'm not telling tales here, but I think it would be considered fairly shoestring for an American show. So in that regard, I think we're both absolutely thrilled with what our production team up in Montreal. They're so wonderful, and they do with not a lot. So we couldn't be. I think the show, because of the production team, looks more expensive even than it is, and I think that's great, But effects is probably where when you're talking about a little bit more money, where we.
Do you think American audiences expect that when you come over to?
I think it might be a combination of the American audience and the Syfy audience, perhaps. as far as we're concerned, I'd like the whole show to be able to exist, and the effects are just the icing on the cake. Like, you could strip it all away, and you still got this wonderful human drama, you know, which is what we always go for, you know.
Like last season with there's an episode where Josh has that big wolf fight where he's trapped in the cage with the vampires, and there's this big wolf fight, and you don't really see the wolf fight. And for me, some people thought that was, because we didn't have money or something, but I was like, I don't really care about what the wolf fight was so much as I care about what happened to Josh, that he had to kill a man. Like, that's what that story was really about, that Josh, I mean, that's the worst thing that his character could have to go through. And it was sort of the aftermath of what that did to him that I think was more interesting.
Right,
so,
but we also didn't have the money.
We also didn't have the money. Because the CGI wolf is really expensive. But I didn't mind it.
So it had to be about something. Thank God it was about character.
But when I watched the cut, that didn't bother me. That didn't.
No, absolutely.
Like,
Yeah,
reason comes out.
Yeah.
No, but no. But that said, having seen how wonderful the CG effects turned out last year, there will be. We'll go back to that well again, because we were so happy with how they turned out. Yeah. What's that?
There are just more wolves.
And this year there are more wolves. So yeah, and different kinds. So yeah.
What else can we expect in season 2?
Well, I think you can expect to see, like we were saying,
everyone's world is expanded. I mean, like that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Sally, our ghost. A lot came to her last year. I think you're going to see her stepping out more and exploring a lot more of her ghost powers.
She's aggressively going after things this year. Because we really wanted to give her something dynamic to work with. So she is, whereas the guys always had their sort of thing of I'm trying to be normal. This season she's like, well, I'm trying to be normal. I'm trying to be human, and this is how I'm doing it. And it gets a little maybe morally questionable.
I think you're going to see a new, I would call them a new strain of vampires in the vampire family coming to Boston. That two of which are shout outs from Aiden's past that he has to very much deal with on an emotional and can I say romantic level?
Yeah,
as well?
absolutely. I mean, we're exploring more love stories for everyone, and greater political background for the vampires,
right.
What that sort of political structure is.
I think you're going to see, with all these new things coming in also, a lot more confrontations with people from their past. I think if you were to go over season 1, you've seen flashes of people, you've seen names, you've seen references to people. I think you're going to see a lot of these people come out of the woodwork. So we're never ever let our characters forget or not confront who they were or what the humans or the vampires or the whatever's in their lives expect them to be. And so our characters are constantly trying to change themselves for the better, and they're constantly being called on the carpet on it from different corners of their various worlds. And then, like you said, in terms of the werewolves, we're going to see, again, more strains, different kinds, all very much grounded on sort of like frankly, a socio-economic sort of level here that goes beyond their werewolfness. So those are some not so specific. Well, there's so many shoes that drop in this season that we're trying to dance around a lot of things here, but also trying to keep people interested, frankly,